Ah, good evening. Everything from I'm still here with my bros. Now we want to talk about colonialism. Especially in this part of the world. I believe, yeah, colonialism did a lot of damage, a lot. But at this century, in this century, yeah, I guess people are now woke enough. We shouldn't be using it as an excuse because we are not the only country that was colonized. And we see the progress a lot of all this country has made, in years. So I guess now that people are using this colonialism as an excuse, any small thing, on Twitter, you see people saying, yeah, the white man did this, the white man did that. At the end of the day, okay, let's use this cattle ranch as an example. The beautiful structures was built by the white man.
the people.
So the people they left all these things to, they can't even maintain it. So all these lies about colonialism still affecting us in this century. I won't take any of it.
Let's use the finest African countries
Okay.
as a case study now. If you want to check African countries that are progressing, for example, okay, let me start with Morocco. Morocco has the strongest currency in Africa. Now, it's an African country, no doubt, but it's obvious that they are different from us.
Yeah.
Let's start with that. Now, let's look at other countries. Okay, let's come down to where we are. Let's look at South Africa. South Africa is a fine country because they are whites there.
Yeah, you are not lying because the ugly place in South Africa where the blacks live.
Where the blacks live. In fact, so much that the white South Africans are trying to carve out their own country from South Africa because they have seen that, we are trying to progress. We are trying to progress. But these people,
black man,
they are not trying to progress with us because
But do you know, in as much as I won't disagree with the points you're raising, because I completely agree with you. You get Nigeria. If you read about the history of Nigeria, how strong our currency was when the white man was here.
Okay.
During that era of colonialism, Nigeria, every part of Nigeria was functional.
yes,
People were traveling from UK to Nigeria to come and study. You understand? That was the kind of integrity that was in display in this country. We had, God, like it's going to sound like a myth or folk tale to the generations that will come after us, because to us it's still sounding like a story too. Because we cannot begin to imagine how this Nigeria we were born inside was once so great that people were, envying us, coming to come and copy the system of leadership and education and all of that from us. So now these issues are interwoven. Let's look at the post-colonial era. When Nigeria fought for independence, Nigeria is one of the countries that actually got their independence without bloodshed. Now, ask yourself, at what cost? You understand me? These people, they left us with a problem that have lived with us for decades. They left us with an unstable country. In the midst of the whole chaos, the tribalism, the religious war, let's bear it in mind that the religious issues, that in fact the religious problem we have was given to us. It was imported into Nigeria. While the Muslims were coming in through northern Nigeria, the Christians were coming in through the south. So now, at the end of the day, they gave us two religions that hated each other: Christianity and then Islam. That even till today, Islamic countries and Christian countries are not at peace with each other. But now we have both in the same country, in a country that is multilingual, Like, do you know how many tribes we have in
I
the
pray
country?
over 100
So
times.
you now add religious problem to the tribal issues we have. And then the first election that was conducted to hand over to to a new government, an indigenous government, you taught us how to rig election. You understand? Like you just gave us a very bad template to start with. You rig the election, give us new set of leaders that the only thing they know is how to rig the election, and then you left us. And from there onwards, you know, we have been on a downward spiral.
Now, while that is a very good point, like nobody's going to argue that colonialism has not done its damage.
Okay.
That's brought rot to the this thing. But first, as what I would like to look at is how was Africa pre-colonial era?
Okay.
How was Africa? How did it was I would like when we talk about history, culture. Okay, let's not say Africa because other African countries here I can speak about history and culture. Let's look at Nigeria. How was our history and our culture? Because when you read our history of Nigeria, the tribes, ethnic groups that you will see that these people had a lot of history, like the Main Kingdom, and that one like they were like up there.
Okay, yeah.
Then you go to the emirs, the caliphate that's in the north. And then you come to the Igbos, okay, the west and the Igbos. But then again, how was it like? How was the progress like? Well, okay, let's say the white man did not come.
We might still
What
be
would have
too
been
late.
like? How would the progress of Nigeria looks like? Because that's why you would like to argue that the north is a different this thing and we're brought together. Let's say that okay, the white man did not come and say, hey, North Nigeria should have
They didn't
become a country.
amalgamate.
We are all sharing the same boundary. Do you know in fact, I feel that Nigeria or this part of Africa would have still been in a war till now because
Okay.
not that we have because not everybody knows that the Islam now, what their religion is all about trying to like conquer other tribes, conquer territories, conquer countries. So let's say the white man did not come and like try to put this thing in order.
I'm sorry for cutting you off. About that one you said, do you know about that one you said about Islamic religion being their own religion is
Conquerors.
about conquering.
Hmm.
We can also say the same for
Christians.
Christian because once you check the Bible, war
There were a
upon
lot
war,
of killings by the
killing and
church,
taking of land. And
bringing about the night.
The British, that was like let's say, the modern figure of preaching Christianity, spreading Christianity. They didn't spread Christianity through,
Peaceful
peaceful
negotiation.
negotiation. You get it was
It was
through
forcefully given to
a lot of
guys.
bloodshed and all those things. So I guess about that point, we can't say
Yeah,
that.
that's
At the end of the day, it boils down to the individual mindset. You get.
But part of the reason why I had to point an accusing finger,
Okay.
to the Westerners is based on you mentioned something about China. Now, it's left for the country to decide what to choose and what not to choose.
Okay.
Do you know that with Nigeria we are exporting religion now? You know that winners and some of all these our
Yes.
indigenously formed churches are now
conquering countries.
they are conquering European countries now. The pastors fly around to minister and perform miracles. Now,
Okay, for miracles.
ask yourself, because the church came to us on a very good template. When the missionaries came, they brought schools with them. They started teaching us how to read and
I
write.
said it in
They
the
brought
last
hospitals. They brought things like these guys came to us with a lot of goodies. They were empowering us. They were giving us money. You understand? In as much as why they were doing it now, the government was sneaking in from behind, exporting our people as slaves, taking our raw materials. You understand? So it still brings us to that synergy
Okay.
between religion and government. At the end of the day, when they were living, they left us with conflict in a religious conflict, left us with political conflict. We would have been better off maybe if we didn't have in fact we didn't, like we said, we didn't have to we didn't there was no bloodshed in what was winning our
Definitely,
independence.
the
But the
same as
bloodshed
this.
started when they
After
had left. Because the problem they created outgifted them. And it might interest you to know that we are still under Western colonization up till
Sure,
today because
sure.
we never really got our independence. So how do you progress
But
under those
but
conditions? Do you know that even when we attempt to deliberately maybe elect in fact, how do you even run for election if you don't have Western background? You understand? They still dictate who wins election, who doesn't win. How many of you even do you think we can ever snatch power from the elderly in this country?
You see about that, we can't. The reason why I'm
It's
saying that
totally
is the
impossible.
the average Nigerian has the same mentality of that old man they want to chase out.
No, it's
See,
not the
let me give you
average
an example.
Nigerian. Do you know that
Oh,
me and you,
mm,
me and you, we can talk now. When we were playing Scrabble yesterday, you remember when Enoch, right?
yeah,
Enoch played something.
mm,
My competitor were competing. Enoch played something.
mm.
They miscalculated his score.
Oh, okay.
I looked at him. I told him that this score is not correct.
Mm,
We recalculated it and
mm,
he scored higher.
good.
Actually, on a normal day,
Mm,
this guy were in a competition.
mm.
You know, we paint the picture about the average Nigerian. It makes us look so bad,
You,
but
you,
it's not actually true.
you see,
In this our camp now that we are here,
mm,
do you see how loose we have been with our properties?
it's okay.
This guy literally left a statue of 500 naira on
Okay.
top of the cabin. We've not been locking this place. The people are entering anywhere and coming out at will. Nobody has taken anybody's property. No, you understand me? Now, the problem we have is that these people are grooming their successors.
For sure.
You understand? You don't enter politics by mistake.
Yeah.
As they are now, they have their aides and the aides their aides. And people that they look. You have there are certain qualities you need to have to succeed in politics. You need
Politics,
to
yeah.
be a
you have
very
to be
good liar.
rugged.
Yeah.
You have to have that
And
ruggedness.
yes, you need to be able to even see crimes and turn away. There are things they groom people that succeed them. If we randomly start picking Nigerians, I know we are not all innocent.
Okay.
As you are now, I know I cannot come and start vouching that you're so religious, you're this, you're that, but there's a level to what you can entertain.
Sure.
If you are elected into office today, you understand, if you get 50 million,
Mm,
at least you do a project of 45 or
sure.
40 and keep.
Sure.
These people are not, if they were doing it, we'll have a better society.
Yeah. See, Mr. Martin, I'm not disputing that fact there. But let us look at it from this end also. I love the example you used, especially people that are here. Like we didn't take anything from each other, which is a valid example. But now let us now go to the society. Now let us not just talk about this association. In school, SUG president. You I would use my school for example, Federal University of Ekiti that year. When we elected our first SUG president, it was, we had to because of what the school is doing to us and the underdevelopment. So fine, we got an SUG president through lot of struggles, protests and everything. Did you believe that it was just like we didn't have student union corps? Now look at that case. That's an example of leadership in a certain age group in university. Now let us now talk about NAS. That's Nigerian Student Election. if you have experienced any NAS election or you have even watched any video concerning student elections, the violence, propaganda, cultism, they shoot a lot. So all those things is just like now we want change. We want change. We don't want to walk that same route with our leader. But when you look at the the key factors, in certain age group, the elected officials, you would look like they are practicing the same thing as you know, the elder ones. Even when we elect youth,
Do you,
youth don't, sir, sorry, if you check any constituency, any local government, any place, and you check the little infrastructure that has been done there, it is always by this same elderly corrupt people. The youth that are there, they look like an illusion, like they are not there, like they are just a figurehead. They barely do anything. Desmond Elliot, for example, he was elected when he was a youth. Did you believe that the last election that they voted for him, it was days or weeks to election? Femi Gbadabiamila, the current chief of staff or chief president, now sent like a transformer, 2 or 3 transformers. Desmond Elliot is commissioning a project of a bridge, a wooden made bridge, and he is commissioning it. So all those, even the youth that hold certain position they always end up like that. There was this news I saw that time in the northern area. The constituency came together and bought an electoral form for one of their person that is suffering. Years later, the constituency still remain like that. The boy don't fat. He don't fresh.
That's a very common. Common
And now
but
we go to
let me link this up to what I was saying. We are all in Akwa Ibom, right? So I believe we are getting information from what is happening in Abia State.
okay.
Have you traveled to Aba recently?
No.
Can you believe? And I'm going to say it for a fact because I go to Abia State to work. You believe that the few bad spots, if you're going to Aba now, to Abia State, the few bad spots you encounter passing through Ikorebene Road to Aba is Akwa Ibom area. Once you cross over to Abia State, you have a smooth ride.
Shout out to Governor Alex Oti.
Yes, for a town that was rumored to be the armpit of the nation. I heard it on radio. The armpit of the nation. You know what it means to be the armpit of the nation? The dirtiest state in the country.
Man,
Aba right now, you need to visit Aba.
I went there recently
Abia
and
State.
then I was like, wow. And so supporting what you say now, imagine that the people of the state are the ones that have declared that they want to buy the next governorship form for the governor.
okay.
Do you know that at some point I heard a rumor that he said he was not collecting his salary. He said that I can't remember how I read that, but I know I didn't actually read the article as an official news. That he has enough money to take care of himself and his offspring. You understand that he would rather use the money to work for him.
Now,
And this guy is one of the few governors that were ultimate. You know the story how he got into power.
sure, I knew it was wrong.
This guy knows he owns the people, which brings us back to that electoral crisis I mentioned earlier about teaching us how to rig the election. Do you think that what is happening in NANS and what is happening in SUG and where do you think it came from? Who do you think is coaching all those
Our
things?
politics. I want to say
You understand?
something. Sorry,
Let me
I want
just
to use Alex Oti as an example. But if you check Alex Oti that we are talking about, is still those elderly.
no.
We need to start using
No,
a youth
look
as an
at
example.
what I was driving at.
Okay.
I'm driving at we electing leaders that
We want.
we want
We
and
want.
we elected. Do
We
you know
elected.
that if I run for election now, no matter how credible I am, if I'm running for an election and I know that I cannot win legitimately,
You will try.
and then I align with a political party that is in power, and they assure me that I'm going to win against whatever the people thinks, and they fund my election. You understand? They are funding it. They are making sure that I'm winning at the polling unit. They are doing everything. My own is just to be loyal. At the end of the day, when I get into power, you want me to leave these same people that I know that
There's
in
no
the
way.
next election they are going to put me back in
Back
power,
to power.
and then start working for
Because
the masses that don't have a say.
because now you
Are
know
you are you looking
because
at the
Now
process?
it's
the process
just
that you got
about
into power,
like
the
else
process that you got into power, you're now owing them that cabal.
Yes,
You're not
you
owing
have to
the
settle
people.
these people.
Yes,
So all those monies that are missing, all those money that rat is eating, and then they are burning, offices are burning, and documents are going. Where do you think they are going? These things are, you know.
to settle, to sort out.
but
So
now
at the end of the day, the credibility is lost. But if you have somebody that knows that I need to perform to be re-elected,
okay,
you understand?
I
You
get
know that what you that your people are going to hold you accountable when election comes by again. Do you think it would have still been story as usual? It won't, because by then everybody would want to show working.
Guys, once again, shout out to Alex Oti. Now, there's something he's planning to do, and if the cabal don't stop him, I feel it's going to some extent, reduce corruption that's going on in this country. Because in Abia State now, he's trying to take Abia State out from the national grid. You
yes,
understand? Now, imagine that, for example, now, imagine that he has successfully done that.
okay.
And then in the whole of Nigeria, it's only Abia State that has steady electricity.
Okay,
What would that mean?
wait, I understand what you're describing now, but let me make some correction. Electricity centralized before at the federal level, but now it is decentralized. So, so now all what we collectively should fight for is, like I do say, the state governors and the local government chairman get they get away with a lot of things that we owe the federal government of. They are the state governor. Like shout out to Alex Oti, like what you said, what he is trying to do. Uh, the first power plant, 100 megawatts. I guess he has commissioned it as in Abia. So like that, let's say 100 megawatts would help a couple of local governments. Like he was saying, he wants to remove them away from national grid. Once he successfully does that, if all other governors, which some are doing now, like in Bayelsa now, they just commissioned their 60 megawatts power plant. Lagos has already they already had 100 megawatts, but a place like Lagos, you should know the amount of megawatt they should be generating for a successful 24 hours electricity should be thousands. So if all state governors can emulate that, I guess the issue of 24 hours power supply would, you know,
Now, what the point where why I brought that as a point is that if, for example, there is a one governor
okay,
like Alizoti constantly proving these people wrong,
gone,
okay, this thing can be done. You can have good roads,
road, sure.
you can have steady electricity, you can have good infrastructure. In fact, you can have good company and jobs. Now it will cause a ripple effect such that they will other people now, other governors, other states, you will not have an excuse because
No,
No,
no. Do you know why it will not cause a ripple effect?
good. It has
Because now
happened
let me
before
tell
now.
you something. Hmm? Ask yourself, why is he even performing? Shebi, he came against the powers that be. It was not the choice of the powers that be.
Sure.
Now, the way Nigerian political system works, there is no room for power tussle. It's either this or this.
Yeah.
We had a strong PDP. APC came in. What did they do? PDP was only strong for like few years. Now they are being crippled.
But
Like
most
they are
of those
completely,
APC now,
they are sorted.
they are ex-PDP.
It's the same. I know
The
that's
same
what I'm
people.
driving at now. We don't have two strong political parties. Assuming you have two strong political parties fighting each other and exposing each other,
Mm.
we have lesser corruption, but we have the same set of people.
Sure.
When they move from here, they form alliance and
Alliance.
move into, and now they will do everything humanly possible to make sure that the people's choice don't come into power. Now imagine if Alex Oti had not won. You still remember what happened? How that woman
That woman, like the woman
stood her
that stood
ground.
her ground.
She was
man.
offered a
I
lot
saw the
of
news.
benefits. She stood her ground,
I saw the
refused.
news. See, civil servants,
All
civil
those
servants,
elections that went to Abuja to INEC, what do you think was happening? You understand that INEC will not be able to give us the electoral outcome in the indigenous states. You fly to Abuja to go and conclude indigenous elections. Then when they are done, they'll give us their results. My brother, if we had the power to elect leaders that we
We
want,
have the
I will
power.
guarantee you.
We
No,
don't-
why I'm saying
I won't lie, you don't understand.
you think you have the power.
If you not deep in this politics,
You think
if
you
you are
have the
deep in
power.
this politics,
You get.
you would understand it.
You think you have the power. That's the thing.
You think your PVC is the power.
We
So
don't
at the end
understand
of the day,
PVC.
at the end of the day, we are just like, do you know that they can sit in a room like this and
Decide
decide,
the next governor.
yes, what they will do with us in the next 8 to 12
God
years.
bless you. See, the point you raised about the political, like, same people. Now imagine we are struggling against APC and we want APC out. Another party emerged as ADC. But meanwhile, they are the ex-APC, ex-PDP. Do you understand? Okay, now I tell someone campaigning for ADC, I told him straight that you are the same as someone campaigning for APC. Because these people you are campaigning of, the backbone, the money man in the power and in the party was the former Attorney General. The same Attorney General that dropped the case against a terrorist, Bello Chuji, a popular terrorist. He dropped the case. Under the same Attorney General, that's when we had scarcity. Under the same Attorney General, that's where they killed people, NSAS protest. This Attorney General is the one that's disobeying the court order and he is acting his own way. Then, now, those people are now of power. They now decide they will APC or they will not. Now to form another party. Like you said, we are just recycling the same leader in different clothes. Like, just you make it go inside, go wear agbada, you don't change. That's the same you. So I guess, but now, are we still going to blame all those things
On our
on colonialism?
matters?
I was just going to see, no matter how we want to play this colonial thing, a lot of countries have this. Okay, a lot of countries has put us
Wrong.
wrong.
Lot of countries that were colonized and they came out from colonialism and their countries are progressing. That is my question. Why? Why can't we copy their system?
Should I tell you something? Bottom line, I believe something. In one sentence, black man, black mind. Black man.
So
Black man,
if
black
you
man.
want to say that now, you said that would actually mean that you're trying to say that the white man is actually superior.
I'm not going to say they are superior, but now I'm not calling the white and superior. We are all equal races. But now let's talk about, ourselves, what we do. Go look at South Africa, the beautiful area, who lives there?
White.
The them area, who lives there?
The blacks.
Nigeria, black. Okay, now let's go to Morocco or Algeria that they are not
Right.
blacks. We can see development. When When you start bringing examples, you see, at some point you just it
That
is a
that
known
that
fact.
excuse of colonialism, the white man did
Look
this, the
at
white man did
USA.
that.
Look at USA. Homicide rate, which race?
Black
The shittiest neighborhood, which race?
blacks.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, the white some can be racist a lot of time, but most of the time, what about black on black
It
crime?
no. In fact, most time what I believe is that the reason why the white man is racist to blacks is because of they have seen the way we behave.
See, this thing you said, I do tell my friend that most of us, if we were a white man, we would have been
We would
racist.
have been worse.
I swear.
Because I was watching a TikTok video and like all this, it was a black man in a metro in I think it's China or Korea, and you were literally in Japan, right? Their culture is a very quiet culture.
Yeah,
They are very respectful to like themselves. That's
yeah,
why like you see them
yeah,
balance
and very clean. They are
very
very neat.
clean, very neat. But you see a black person and go, they try to litter everywhere because that's what they are used
Used
to.
to.
Trying to litter everywhere. You're very disruptive. Like you are in a metro, everyone is quiet, but you're playing loud music, you're dancing, nobody's interested in dancing, you're dancing, you're doing all things, and you expect them to not be racist to you.
Man, that's what I'm
Uh,
like. I don't. So the excuse of colonialism still affecting us in 2026 is just a lame excuse to me. It's just something. It's just like grasp at straw. You don't have anything to say. You just want to find an excuse for your incompetence, for your
mhm.
backwardness. So I just got at the end. It's just an excuse. You know. Ah, shout out to THT. Shout out to
Vinny,
Vinny. Shout out to Mr. Martins. Shout out to everyone. God bless everyone. Boom, boom.